given 54 degrees, you're missing x, and you're given 12. According to that angle, the side opposite of that is opposite, and this side is adjacent. Opposite over adjacent is tangent. So you need tangent 54 degrees and set that equal to opposite x over adjacent 12. Turn that into a proportion by putting a 1 underneath the tangent 54. And then you're going to cross multiply. 1 times x is x. And then you're going to have the value of tangent 54 times 12. In your calculator, hit tangent 54, and you'll come back with a decimal that is approximately 1.3763, but leave it in the calculator, and then multiply by 12. And you'll come out with an answer of 16.5 if you round to the 10th place. Alright, we have 37 degrees given to us, and that means the side opposite is the opposite side, x. And what's beside that is adjacent. Opposite over adjacent means we're going to use tangent. So you need tangent 37 degrees equals opposite, which is x, over adjacent, which is 9. And you put a 1 underneath the tangent 37 to create a proportion. Solve the proportion by cross multiplying. 1 times x is x. And then you'll have tangent 37 times 9. You can't do 37 times 9 and then tangent. You have to do tangent 37 first. And tangent 37 comes out to be 0.75355 and on out. Multiply that by 9 and you get back 6.8 if you round to the 10th place. In this problem, you're given 43 degrees, and what is directly across from that is x, that is opposite, and what's beside it is adjacent, 16. So you need tangent 43 equals opposite x over adjacent 16. Put a 1 underneath the tangent 43 and cross multiply to solve the proportion. 1 times x is x, and tangent 43 times 16 will give you the answer. So when you multiply tangent 43 times 16, you have to do tangent 43 first. And that's 0.93251 and on out. Leave that in your calculator and multiply by 16. And your answer is 14.9 if you round to the 10th place. In this problem, we have 25 degrees given to us, and if we label off the sides that are marked off, this is going to be opposite and this is adjacent. That means you are using tangent again. Tangent 25 equals opposite 18 over adjacent x. Now notice the x is on the bottom now of this proportion. So you still cross multiply, and when you do that you get x times tangent 25 equals 18 times 1, which is 18. So to come up with the answer, you have to do 18 divided by tangent 25. So in your calculator, hit 18 and then divided by tangent 25. And you should come back with an answer of 38.6. In this triangle, we are given 63 degrees. This side is opposite and this is adjacent. So tangent 63 degrees equals opposite 17 over adjacent x. Put a 1 under the tangent 63. Cross multiply like this and get x times tangent 63 equals 17 times 1, which is 17. To get x by itself, you have to divide by tangent 63. So it's going to be x equals 17 divided by tangent 63. And when you do that in your calculator, you come back with an answer of 8.7. In this triangle, we're given 37 degrees. This side is opposite and this is adjacent. Therefore, we're using tangent. Tangent 37 degrees equals opposite 20 over adjacent x. Put a 1 under the tangent 37 and cross multiply. When you do that, you get x times tangent 37 equals 20. To get x by itself, you must divide by tangent 37. So it's 20 divided by tangent 37. When you do that in your calculator, you should come back with an answer of 26.5. We want to condense this logarithmic expression, and to do that we first must move the coefficients on the logarithms back to the variables as exponents. So we will start off with log x to the half power plus log y to the 5/2 power. And then, since we have plus in the middle, we can combine them into one logarithm, which is log x to the half power y to the 5/2 power. Since you have the same denominator on the fractions in your exponents, you can take out that denominator by doing this. Divide both exponents by 1/2. When you do that, when you divide it by 1/2, you're left with the number that is on the top of the fraction. So you have x to the 1st power and y to the 5th power. The last thing to do is to write it as a radical. You have a half power, which is the same as square root. So the final answer is log square root of x, y to the 5th. We want to condense this logarithmic expression. We first move the coefficients on the logs back to the variables as exponents. Log x to the 1/3 plus log y to the 4/3. Next, since we have plus in the middle, we can make it just one log as multiplication. Log x to the 1/3, y to the 4/3. Since we have the same denominator on each of the exponents, we can divide both of those by 1/3. And when we do that, we're left with x to the 1st, y to the 4th. And then, since we have a power of 1/3, we now have the cube root of x, y to the 4th for our final answer. We want to condense this logarithmic expression. We start by moving the coefficients on the logs back to the variables as exponents. So we have log x to the 4th power minus log y to the 3/4 power. We have minus in the middle, which means division. So we will condense this into one log by making it log x to the 1/4 over y to the 3/4. We have the same denominator in each exponent. So we can do this. We will take out 1/4 and be left with x over y to the 3rd. And then finish it off. I need to come up top for my final answer. That would be log 4th root of x over y to the 3rd.